Hello lovely, welcome back to another video again. In today's video I'll be making Akamu ogi pap from scratch, and over here is my white corn. I'll be making use of the white and the yellow corn because I don't want my Akamu to be too yellowish or white. But if you prefer using only the white corn, it's perfectly okay. And if you prefer using only the yellow corn, it's perfectly okay. And if you prefer mixing it just the way I mix mine, it's perfectly okay. As you can see, my corn is broken because over where I live here, you can be able to get the broken corn, but I think if the corn is broken, it will get soaked easily. But if you can be able to get the corn that is not broken, just the one we can get in Nigeria, you can as well make use of that. The first thing I did is for me to wash my corn with warm water, because you know corn can cause cough, especially the dry ones. So you need to wash your corn with warm water. So I'll also be washing it the second time again. So after washing it, I'll be soaking this for 3 days. I'll be soaking it with cold water. So for 3 days, I will be soaking this. I'll be changing the water every day. You don't need to skip this process, because if you skip this process, your corn can start having a bad odor. Your corn will start smelling, especially when you're feeding a toddler or baby with this. You don't need to skip the process. So I have to soak again. I soak with cold water again. I'll only be showing you the first time I changed the water. So this is the 3rd day. I just throw off the water away from it, and I will rinse it with a clean cold water. So as you can see, I will be blending my corn with my blender. But if you can be able to get the commercial blender just the way we blend it in Nigeria, you can as well do that. Where I live here, I cannot be able to get a commercial blender, so I blend it with my blender I used at home. So this is my blended corn. This is the texture of it. And over here is my chiffon cloth. I'll be using this chiffon cloth to sieve my corn or akamu, my blended corn. So as you can see here, I'll be tying my chiffon cloth around my pot because this pot is big, so that is why I'm using it. But if you have any big bowl in your home, you can as well do with that. So when tying your cloth around your bowl, make sure you tie it very tight. So as you can see, little by little, I begin to scoop my akamu in my chiffon cloth. In Nigeria, we do give this to babies when whining and a breastfeeding mother. And when drinking your akamu, you can also combine it with other foods such as beans, moi moi, akara. Some people even combine it with bread, but I haven't tried that. So the best way for you to know that your akamu is well processed or well sieved is you always feel it with your hands. You always feel the texture with your hands. If it's creamy, you know you still need to process it. Or if you feel it in your hand, it has now become corn chaff, so you know that your akamu is well sieved. When processing your akamu, you need enough water. As you can see, my akamu still needs water. I don't want to skip this part because this part is the important part of processing akamu. That is why you see me, I fasten it a little bit because I don't want it to be too lengthy as well. As you can see, it has already become corn chaff, so there is no more akamu in it. So this is the second batch. So over here is my corn chaff and my akamu. For me, I will leave this to rest overnight. As you can see, I leave mine to rest overnight and the water is clear. So I just need to drain off the clear water away from it. But when doing this process, be careful so that you will not drain your akamu away from it. And this is my akamu. You can use this the way it is to process your akasan, that is agidi. We call it akasan in Benin. Just add little water to it and just stir it in the stove, in your stove, and it has already become akasan or agidi. So as you can see, I don't have a bag for this or a Muslim bag for this. So what I did here is that I used my chiffon cloth, which I use to sieve my akamu. I just rinsed it with warm water after I use it to sieve my akamu. So this is it. I'll be using it to drain out the excess water from my akamu. If you have a bag for this, you can use that. So I just used the rope there to tighten it. So that when I'm pouring my akamu in my chiffon cloth, it can hold it firmly or tight. So I just want to tie my akamu. I need to tie it very tight. So I just transfer it to another bowl. So after 2 hours, I just want to check on my akamu. As you can see, my akamu is still saggy, so I still need to tighten it. So when tying this, I need to tighten it. For me, I keep tying this every 2 hours because the more the water from it drain out, the more it become loosen. Over here is an empty bottle of water, so I just fill it with water and put it on it so that it can help me to fasten the process. So this is the next day. I just want to see how my akamu look like. So guys, when do you like drinking your akamu? For me, I like drinking my akamu during winter periods. Do you like drinking it in summer periods? For me, it's winter period I prefer. This can last in my freezer for sometimes 6 months, 4 months sometimes. I will just be splitting this into the portion I can be able to drink. So I'll be putting this into a plastic bag. If you prefer storing your own in a airtight container, you can as well do that, but make sure you change the water every day, because when storing it in a airtight container, you need to pour cold water on it and you need to change it every day. So I don't want to go through that process, so I will just put mine in the freezer. So this is all for today's video. Bye guys, see you in my next video.